What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you're tuning into another edition of my vlog. I just want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for all the support. You know, I'm all about that positivity and that motivation. Also support my Patreon. On my Patreon, I can be raw and uncut and don't have to worry about the algorithms and the unsubbing and stuff like that has happened to me, unfortunately, on this platform. I just want to tell those out there who are being themselves, who are individuals, who voice their own opinions, that it's all right to be you, man. It's all right to be disliked. It's all right for people to want to hate on you. You know, that's saying volumes at the end of the day, because that means that you're not a follower. You're not somebody who's just gonna go along and agree with something because everybody else is doing it. You're not you're not following the masses and letting them dictate to you your thoughts. You have original thoughts. You have your own personal opinions, and that's what makes you you. That's what makes you special. And so, you know, there's no need to be offended by it or let it get you down. Just keep pushing and doing what you do. You know, I've done a lot of things in my past, but I own up to all of them. Most of them are on the internet. So it's not like I try to be this holy roller or this self-righteous person. You know, I've had people make numerous comments about my past and some of the things I've done, and now how can I talk about positivity and motivation, or how can I talk about, you know, sobriety or different things. And, you know, dude, you can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about as long as you're real with it. And I'm real with it. You know, yeah, I talked about sobriety and I love sex. So I had a company at one point called Sex Addiction because, you know, I did enjoy having sex. It wasn't, in my opinion, so much it was a brand I was pushing, but I guess the connotation with sex addiction became a negative connotation, so therefore it contradicted what people thought was a positive message. And, you know, it was a brand. It was something I was pushing, no different than Amber Rose with the Slut Walk, which everybody jumped on. But I didn't have the social media she has, so Sex Addict, I couldn't get any traction with it. And it was hard to even get a bank account because of what it insinuated. And I wasn't a sex addict, because if I had been, I wouldn't have been able to function on a daily basis, because it would have taken over all my thoughts, actions, and my pocketbooks. But I just thought it sounded cool, so I came out with a clothing line about 8 years ago called Sex Addict Clothing. But anyways, you know, people have made references to that in regards to my positive message. And from a positive perspective, it was an entrepreneurial endeavor, and it was something as far as I thought fashionably would be cool. And it's no different than these guys running around here pushing pistols and shirts with drugs on them, and everybody sits around and thinks it's cool. You know, people are so funny about sex, but yet when somebody dies or gets murdered, everybody thinks it's so fascinating. You're fascinated with murderers and hitmen and people who sell you know, all this cocaine, but when you talk about, you know, a cheek busting connoisseur or somebody who's you know, actively sexually, it's considered negative. And you know, I'm talking about all legal stuff. I'm not talking about no R. Kelly shit. I'm talking about legitimately. But, you know, moving forward, that's one of the things that people have brought to my attention in regards to the positivity and the motivation. But like I said, you know, it was a clothing brand, and it was something I played off of, and I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not embarrassed by, you know, having done porn. It's like, I love women. I love the fact that I was out doing my thing. A lot of guys sit all around and they want to be self-righteous, but they beat their meat. So what's the difference? You know, it was a phase in my life. I did it, moved forward, and that's what makes what I project so real and natural, because I'm transparent, and I don't try to act like I live this perfect life. See, I've been down the darkest parts of what they consider society. Therefore, when I speak on stuff, I'm speaking from hands-on, you know, perspective. And a lot of these, right, people who, I've never sinned, I've never done this, I've never done that. And then they got all this weirdo stuff on their computer. They're so deep and dark, man, and they're hiding so much secrets that, their whole life is a lie. And that's why when they get old, they have all these illnesses because of the secrets they've been hiding. I come real with the young people. I talk about things I've done, I've seen, and I don't judge people. I don't care if you were a heroin addict. I don't care if you were a hooker, escort, prostitute, drug dealer, gang member, whatever you did, man. We make choices, we make mistakes, we live and learn. Some people change for the better, some people don't. That's life. But my mission, and I feel like it's almost a deeper calling, was to get out here and put these videos together so that I could hopefully touch some of you guys from a real perspective, not no fake hip hop wannabe rapper type thing where I talk about stuff I've never did. Well, I've lived a lot of the stuff I've talked about. Therefore, I have a hands-on, firsthand, relevance to it. I'm not a psychologist who studied all these people who come and break down analysis. No, man, I'm talking about why I did a lot of things I did. And the honesty. My thing is I'm honest about it. I don't sit here and try to act like I'm something I'm not. So, being you is the most important thing, being honest with yourself and realizing that the more honest you are with yourself and as you move forward in life, people are going to say things, some people are going to hate because they feel that you don't deserve the success or the blessings you have. I've been very blessed since I've been home from prison. I've met a lot of great people. I've been able to accomplish a lot of things. And I'm not even somebody that's major on, some big platform. And, the amount of people who say things that are just negative, it's funny to me, if your life is that miserable and you got to focus your energy on me, then that speaks volumes, I had somebody recently post a video using my name, doing a blackface. God, am I at the stage of blackface? Does that mean that because somebody's doing blackface of me, I'm actually made it? It's like, it's just, it blows me away. And, I don't know. I've never been one of those type of people that would talk shit to somebody on the internet, over the phone. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna handle it head up. We can catch a fade, we can do whatever we gotta do. I would just rather deal with you in person if it came to that, which I'll try to avoid, but nonetheless, I wouldn't duck it. But at the same time, I could never be one of those people who, oh man, you're a buster. I never could text somebody and say you're a buster, or you're a bitch, or, I'm a F you up. I would never do that. It's just, if I see you, it is what it is. But people who do that, for one, are never going to do it because they're cowards. And if you're an internet talker, you ain't never been about your business. Dudes I know who are about their business never say it to ahead of time. They just do it when they see you, So it's like I said, it's funny to me. And, I just do me, man. And I kind of, stumble into this whole world of social media, and I just keep it pushing. But, it's all right. Like I said, if people want to hate on you, say negative things, because you have a right to have your own opinion, and you shouldn't be afraid to voice yourself. A lot of people have been taught to don't say nothing. They want to wait for somebody else to say it, then they jump behind them. Nobody wants anybody to think that they think differently, and that's been the ongoing problem with our society and culture, and why we haven't had change faster is because of the fear of being ostracized. Don't be afraid to be ostracized. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion. Don't be afraid just because maybe you were a drug addict or alcoholic, or you were, you were a little freak on the streets and you did your thing, or whatever the case you may be. Somebody's gonna look at you, man, because at the end of the day, if you're honest about it, that person who's trying to judge you can't say anything, because at least you're speaking your voice, and that's what really matters, is speaking your voice. So speak your voice, man. I don't deal with a lot of people, and that even goes for family, because of how they try to judge me and pretend But like at the end of the day, most of the people who are talking mess about you have so much darkness in their closet. If any bit of light came out, man, they would melt. They would catch on fire spontaneously. So keep doing you, man. Big Herc 916.